You're listening to Catch These 2 Cents with Staffy, a vlog that talks about who we truly are, even if sometimes we forbid to accept, heal, and get to know. My name is Stafford Barrett, and I'll be talking about the things that we don't like to talk about, the things that truly affects us in this world, and we seem to don't know why, or we overlook why. Because it makes no sense when you think this thing through. How so much man can't see what is really true? We're gonna get real, we're getting candid, and we're gonna pull the mask of everyone who hides behind their fear or truth. Maybe sharing our story can help someone on their journey. Michael Holgate once wrote, "When you look in the mirror, all you see is a slave, dressed up in false promises with a darker complexion, brings a lighter load. And on that road called life, we have enough crosses carrying on our back, enough stone and macajuk to make you think when your heart attack, it's only because you are black. So you pick the smart lock to your brain, flood falls up through your vein, and use chemical to lighten the outer surface of your pain. But if only you could see your own plight and fight, lock it in to the inner sight. It not might make everything white, but it would make everything right." And before you get shocked, I want you to take stock, because I am not saying that my black was always that black. My black was always the soil, the earth, the unknown promises of the farthest depths of space. So don't be that black. Don't be that black that strike back. Be that black that gushes forth in a river of wealth and move engine and feed energy to the world. Oh, my brothers and sisters, when we make war against each other, we are fulfilling a contract that is ink in the blood of our forefathers, by hand that never know honest day labor for 300 years. Because you cannot steal all that is good from your neighbor, take his wives, his sons, daughter, his ass and his ox, and then go back and take his land, diamonds and his pearls and his minerals to forward world technology. And then look at him, holding a bag of trash in his hand and say, "My, you were violent. How did you get so angry?" You see, some say this talk is radical, but I say it is biblical. And the wilderness experience, it must come to an end. But first, let's look in the mirror again. Look beyond the bag of trash in your hand. The music, the history, the celebration, the culture, all of that, it's our culture. Music, ritual, food, dance, reaction, transactions, no distractions. Just look in the mirror again. Look deep in the mirror again. So that was a piece by Michael Holgate, as I mentioned in the beginning, and which just brings me to the point where I want to ask some of you viewers, and all are welcome. This is not just a racial bias show. It's a everybody show. It's a connected show. It's a tribal show. If you watch me, you connect with me, I'm a tribe. We are tribe. We'll vibe. Alright? So that's who I am. And my name is Stafford Barrett, for that matter. And I just want to ask some of you viewers, how black are you showing up? For my black viewers, my African Americans, my black melanin.
Cute stuff.
How are you showing up in today's society? How black are you showing up in today's society? With all the stigma and the fears that, that are pushed on to us for so many years. So many years. Sometimes I talk to people and I connect with people. That's when I connect, is by having conversations and conversing with individuals. So I'm going to be doing that a lot on my show. You're going to be seeing a lot of that. You're going to be seeing a lot of open-minded, conscious, mostly black conscious conversations. I feel like we're into quarantine, working from home, and this is the best time to do it. So let's do it. How black are you showing up in today's society? It's important for you to know that, because it's important to know that your ancestors were never given a fair chance. And it's reality. Let's talk about it. Let's put that conversation at the forefront. Let's put the fact that when we fight as black people, we are being told we are being angry. We are being told we are being violent sometimes. We are told that we are being bitter, and we are told that we are not civil. And we're told a lot of other things which are distractions and things that I like to call noise. Things that are really noise. Because you see, noise, the only way you can really distract somebody from the point is by making noise. In Jamaica, we have a saying that goes, "Empty barrel make the most noise." And it is indeed true. If you want to know, buy a barrel and not that bitch, okay?
I was number one on Facebook, and I just found out I'm number one on Facebook. I thought.
All right, so how black are you showing up? For me, I asked myself this when I started doing theater back in 2006, when I was in middle school, I guess you would call it here. I started doing theater, drama, started doing poems, dramatization of things and stuff like that. And when I started doing that, I learned a lot. I learned a lot because I never had nobody to taught me. My mother, she came here when I was 6 months old, basically make a better life, which is understandable, you know, from the Caribbean. You understand that. That is most people's reality. But one thing I'm going to tell you for sure, nobody's going to tell my story. I am going to tell my story because the only person can tell your story is you. And we are going to tell our story because everybody's story matters. When I started doing theater, I learned a lot about myself. First and foremost, I learned that you didn't grow with a mother, you didn't grow with a father, you never had that tender loving care from a parent, an immediate parent per se. You're not gonna say my grandmother, Beverly Shaw. You know, my aunt Natalie, my uncle Robert, who was always there for me. I'm not gonna say they were never there for me. You know, it might not be the best reality, but it was a love. So I'm not gonna say that I never grew with love, but I never grew with that mother and that father, you know, figure in my life. So in reality, by doing theater, it quickly made me be conscious of who I am. So growing up, I was always ahead of people. I was always ahead in terms of I was more mature. I always see the bigger picture. I can always have to be the bigger person.
Move your blood clot.
It made me realize that when I was 13, I started to realize that I had feelings for men.
There is nothing like a man.
And I didn't know how to grapple it. I didn't know how to understand it. There was no digitalization like we have Pose on TV now that can actually tell you or can help you. Or even the internet per se, which is one of the biggest movement in modern history. It opened up so many possibilities, so many avenues for you to hear other people's story and see other people's story. Back then, before the internet was so popular, artists were just artists, and in order to actually know something about the artist, you have to like go to an actual event to meet that artist to know something. You weren't able to see it any elsewhere unless they would pay big money to go on television, which, you know, to be able to televised. You know, but doing theater, it helped me understand myself, made me realize that I was gay. I took from the age of 13 to about 4 years, 5 years, I came to the point where I was like, okay, then I'm gay. Bitch, you're gay. And, you know, I was like, okay then. You know, actually by doing theater also, you had to practice the discipline of jumping into characters. And I would say this to any parent that is watching and any individuals who just want to hear something that it's important to put your child into extracurriculum activities. I emphasize on art. I emphasize in art. If you don't want to put them into theater or drama, put them into music. It helps so much for an individual to understand themselves. I tell myself whenever I have my first child, the first thing that child has to learn is swimming, of course, and he or she would most definitely have to be doing some type of artistic extracurriculum activity because it's important and it helps the individual develop in a great sense of knowing who he or she is. Doing theater, it made me understand and know who I am, and I just want to ask you guys, it's important for you to just take the time out to understand and know who you are. Know who you are, value who you are, because a lot of people are out there in relationship, and we're going to get into all of that. You're gonna realize that I'm a very good person when it comes to relationship advice and everything. And I said before, you know, doing theater, I learned and I grasped the intelligence of being able to not live inside of myself. I step out a lot. I can be able to step out and step into someone else's reality and understand them better, which gave me a great sense of understanding who that person is and how to treat that person. And, you know, what type of joke. It just made me basically know the person on a quicker level. So my time period in knowing someone is probably 2 days. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's probably like 2 days, and I know you. I know exactly who you are. And I'm so eager to have you guys get a great understanding of who I am. I really feel like you guys are gonna love me.
You learn to be by yourself and build. Get to know yourself.
Let me see what else I want to talk about. Yes, I also want to mention, you know why I also mentioned the whole thing about, you know, knowing who you are and how you're represented in their blackness? We're in that era where people are actually very conscious. Hashtag woke, hashtag consciously unbiased. Shout out Tevin, you know, that's my friend. Go follow him on Instagram at unconsciously unbiased. They have great contents and great products, and go support them. Also, want to mention the fact that, you know, in this era, people are taking trips to Africa, you know, just to kind of like visit the motherland, to get a great sense of who we are, who you are. You're going to see a lot of that coming up in my show. We're going to talk about a lot of that. Maybe, you know, I have a big trip coming up, and it is to the motherland, and I'm planning a whole itinerary, and I go crazy when I go on itineraries. I go crazy. So you guys really going to love that. So excited, as I mentioned before. I'm going to talk about that because we're just going to spread Black awareness. I have great energy. I am conscious. I'm woke. I am consciously unbiased. I am not going to treat somebody different because they're from a different race. I'm going to treat you how you treat me. I tell people, I'm a mirror. What you give is what you get. If you want nice, you got to treat me good. You got to respect me. I tell people all the time, and I think I want to talk about this on my next video. Respect me, then love me.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
I prefer you respect me than love me. Because if you respect me, you're not going to hurt me. You're going to think twice. But it's when you love me. I've had people who love me to the moon and back. And bitch still running from the moon and back like they working for NASA.
There is nothing like a man.
And they hurt me to the core. But that's just life. To the point where we emphasize on the fact of love yourself. Love your blood clot self. We out.